Okay, hello everyone. So in this video, I would like to share my understanding about RAG model in large language models. And this is, I think, quite popular nowadays and can provide very important features to the chatbot or large language model. So this is, I take these informations from the paper submitted to archive by Retrieval entitled Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG for large language model, and this is a survey. I think I would like to discuss three important figures. The first one, this is the scenario, the comparison between without RAG and with RAG. So this is an example. Let's say in the standard large language model, if we have like a query or questions without RAG, this typically will be passed directly into the large language model, and the large language model will generate an outputs, and these outputs will be forwarded to the users directly. But with RAG, this is not uh, direct to the users, but this will be passed into the retrieval model, like we have a databases consisting of documents or informations, maybe like updated informations or web informations. And this query typically will be passed into, let's say, the another embedding or maybe the same embedding models, and we get the factors. And in the databases, they also have like a list of factors, and we can calculate the distance between the query and the informations. And if it is, let's say, relevance, and we can say it is relevance with the assumptions that it is has a shortest distance. In this case, it will returns three chunks of the relevant documents. It means we have like three shortest distance, and in order to pass this query, so we change the query into the questions and the answers based on the chunks. So for example, like this, the query will be passed into the question sections, and the chunks will be provided as additional information. So we want to ask the large language model to answer the query, but this is the new information that you have to consider. And with RAG, this will be passed to the large language model, and after that it will generate output that is will be much more relevant to the informations based on the database that we have. So this is very simple techniques, but very useful because we can tailor or develop a different kind of large language model based on the specific needs. Let's say that enterprise company or healthcare company, they have like their own documents, and we can make a specific indexing technique or optimization of the indexings to their own company documents or relevant informations. Then we can integrate that into the large language model, which may help to improve the productivity in that company or enterprise thing. So this is very important, and in order to understand more how this rack is different from other paradigm, I would like to move to the figure 4, this one. And as you can see, this is four different optimization model based on large language model. So the x-axis is showing the model adaptation. This is very low for the left, and up to the right it becomes really high in terms of adaptation. And for the external knowledge required, this is the y-axis, the vertical line. Low is at the bottom and high is at the top of the line. And this is the rack situation. If you use, let's say, the normal way to interact, let's say, with ChatGPT, we actually using prompt engineering, and this is very low in terms of model adaptation because we don't need tuning or retraining the models, and we also don't need to require external knowledge or additional processing. So it's just we have a query passing to large language model, and we get the output. But in RAG, this is require high external knowledge. I mean, it require external knowledge, and it has like three paradigm of RAG that we will discuss later. And above that there is like all of the above. It means that it requires write things, retrieval model, but at the same time we also do training to the models. And at the bottom, it's not really requiring external knowledge, but need high model detection. It means that we fine tuning the model, we training the model. So this is for model type of optimization, and RAG is in between, which means that it is not need to retrain the model or fine tune the model in terms of model detection, but it has really capability in terms of the external knowledge utilization. And for the paradigm of the three RAG, the authors really make a good illustrations that is really easy to understand. So I think so. The three paradigms, they separate three paradigms into naive RAG, advanced RAG, and modular RAG. So in naive RAG, this is the standard RAG paradigm that you have user query documents indexing the retrieval models, and we get the retrieval, and then we incorporate that information from the databases to the prompt, and we get the output. This is the naive way of making retrieval augmented generations. And in more advanced technique, or they call it advanced RAG, it consists of two types of utilization, which is pre-retrieval, as you can see here, and post-retrieval. In pre-retrieval, we somehow like refining the query. So we have like query routing, query rewriting, query expansions. In query routing, we can make a route to the specific, let's say, in database indexes. In query rating, we try to rewrite the query so it can expands the context of the query, or we can make like query expansion, which means that we can add additional query. And the techniques, I think, we can also utilize the large language model itself to expand the query. For example, so we can ask large language model to, we have a query, and we prompt to the large language model to make a new query based on our query, or we can also ask to rewrite the query, something like that. Or you can also have like your own technique or available techniques. And this is the pre-retrieval stage. And after that, we perform retrieval, and after the retrieval, we can perform like post-retrieval. We can re-rank the informations based on the relevancy. We can make like a summary, or we can make a fusion. And after that, we incorporate the information to the prompt, and we get the results from the large language models. So this is the advanced RAG technique. And another paradigms, the authors propose to you to introduce a modular RAG, which means that this RAG is very modular, so we can make a specific function into the RAG. So for example, like search, so we can make like searching to the web or searching to other database based on the query of the users, or we can make like a predict, routing, fusion, and something like that. So you can try to look up that information, I think. And I think this is very, very important. If this RAG can be so powerful, so we can like make very efficient large language model with new information or up-to-date informations. Or we can also make, let's say, RAG to perform some specific tasks like um, getting information from the tables, or getting information from the specific query, or using scroll, something like that. And I think this is very, very useful. So this is my understanding. So I really interested, if you have other information you want to share, you can share in the comments. So I think that's all of my videos. Bye bye.